Today we're here to talk about the new banner details that came out for Furina and Baizhu, and of course I'm pretty excited for it, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about my excitement. We're here to talk about if you should summon for Furina or Baizhu, or even Charlotte if that's what you're into. But anyways, before we get into that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next Genshin Impact video comes out, and of course leave a comment. Would love to hear you guys' opinions on this. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Furina and Baizhu, they're coming. I'm pretty stoked. Baizhu, I think, is always great, and of course Furina sounds like she's gonna be a lot of fun. But is the banner worth your primos? That's what we want to talk about. So first things first, let's talk about the first 4-star Beidou. Now, of course, I've kind of had a no, I wouldn't say a love-hate relationship with Beidou. I would say I started out not liking Beidou, but now I've grown to appreciate what she brings to the table. As one of the 4-stars that started out in this game, Beidou has still consistently been able to output what she needs to output. She's also got that counter, which is really, really good. And now that Electro's got the buff with Dendro, it makes a lot of sense to actually possibly use her a lot more than, you know, a lot of other characters. But I do think that out of all the Electro characters, she's not top tier. She's still good. And I would say that if you like her, you like her. There's nothing wrong with using her. But I would definitely say with her counter's great. You could use that, but definitely not. She's not going to be the one that you use for a Dendro Electro team like you would use Qingque Shinobu or even Qingque, which is weird. It's weird to say that. Sorry. My throat started hurting. Excuse me. But Beidou's still good. I wouldn't say not to use her, but she's been out for so long. If you have not pulled a Beidou yet, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like if you haven't pulled Beidou, it's definitely something to where it's a skill issue. Now let's go ahead and talk about Kale. It's basically the same thing I feel with Beidou. Kale, I think, is still decently well as a 4-star with Dendro application. However, she's just outclassed by other Dendro users. Like, I feel even Yao Yao can sometimes output a little bit better than Kale. But when it comes to application, I feel that Kale is very underrated. Her burst actually does really well with Dendro application. And her skill, while very, very not good at times, in regards to Dendro application, can still do some work for you. And plus, if you build her with energy recharge, she's not bad when it comes to the Dendro application factors, because she'll get her energy back and be perfectly fine. Not saying that you should totally build her just as energy recharge, but I feel like if you build her a little bit more energy recharge, she'll be fine. Kale, however, though, is not a character I would say is worth summoning for when it comes to Dendro characters. She's definitely decent, but I feel like out of all 3 of the characters here, she might be the worst of the 3 with the 4-stars. But that's just me. Let me know in the comments if you disagree, if you think Beidou or Charlotte is worse. Speaking of Charlotte, let's go ahead and talk about Charlotte here. Now, Charlotte is a new character. She is a Cryo Catalyst user and looks to be a primary healer off of attack percentage. Now, I might be wrong here, but I don't think we've had a healer that was solely based on attack percentage except for Bennett. And again, I could be wrong. You can tell me I'm wrong. I will definitely take the L if that's the case. But Charlotte is kind of a breath of fresh air when it comes to the healers, I guess, in that sense, because she is based off of her attack. Now, granted, I feel, though, that might be a detriment. There's a chance that it's a detriment to her because of the fact that, you know, usually if you're healing, you want to make sure that you have enough HP, because if you get hit, then you get hit. But at the same time, healers aren't normally on the field for too long. They heal and they get out. They heal and they get out. That's really all it is. So Charlotte has the potential to be really, really good. And I'm pretty excited for that because I have been wanting Cryo Catalyst for a while. And now that we got, you know, Wriothesley was pretty dang good, I would say. And Charlotte being a healer, I do like trying out my healers. I love healers in general because I got smooth brain. I can't dodge. So now let's go ahead and talk about Baizhu, since we're talking about healers, right? Baizhu, I think, is highly underrated because a lot of people in my friend circle talk crap about Baizhu. And I get sad about it because I think that Baizhu is really, really good and highly underutilized. I think it's because of the fact that he was around us since the start of the game and then finally became a character in Sumeru, that a lot of people were just like, yeah, I'm out of the Baizhu hype, whatever. But I love Baizhu. I think he's really good with his healing and his shield, though his shield doesn't work consistently like, say, Zhongli or Diona. It's the fact that you're also getting the heals on top of it that really, really works. I think that that's what makes him special. Now, of course, there's going to be people who argue, if you're going to heal, then why would you shield? If you're going to shield, why would you heal? Why not have both? What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it, and I think it works perfectly fine. Baizhu, I think, is highly underrated and definitely deserves a spot up there as one of the better 5 stars to come out. Now, people might argue with me. That's my personal opinion. Fight me. Don't care. But no, Baiju's great in my personal opinion. Think that he's a great runner-up for our main event, which is Furina. Now, Furina is one of those ones I haven't play tested, so I can't tell you if she's amazing. I can only go off of her kit, and she seems like she's going to be really, really good, especially with the team comps that I've been looking at that she could possibly have. Like, you could have a freeze comp with Wriothesley, and it works really, really well. You could be a Hydro sub DPS to your DPS of Neuvillette and just start spamming some damage. Hell, you could even use Ganyu, and you know me, I like my Ganyu. I would love another reason to use Ganyu freeze. It's fantastic. There's so many ways that you could use your Furina that I think that she's definitely one of those ones that could be worth the summon, especially since she's an Archon, or might not be an Archon. We got to check out the story in 4.2. Now, the question here: should you summon for Baizhu? Should you summon for Furina? Based on 4 stars alone, I think it's a skip. Now, the reason, again, is just because the 4 stars. Beto's been here for so long, and Kale is not bringing anything crazy to the table. Charlotte is the unknown factor, at least if you're not a beta tester like myself. And you could see a lot of benefit from Charlotte, but we don't know. We don't know entirely how good she's going to be. We can only go off of the kit. Now, people might go, well, the kit should be, you know, what you decide on. Well, at the same time, though, we've seen so many times before where the character comes out, we read the kit, but it's completely different than what we thought. Just saying. Should you summon for Furina? I mean, if you want an Archon. But at the same time, there's so many things that are at play. We don't know if Arlecchino is going to be playable. We have Navia and we have Hoyoverse coming out in 4.3, which could be a big benefit. But I think that Furina brings a lot to the table for your Wriothesleys, for your Neuvillettes, for your Ganyus, for your Ayatos. There's so many different things that you could work Furina into in regards to your characters. And I know I just said Cryo and Hydro, but there's plenty of others as well. I say Furina is one of those ones that I don't think you should skip. Baizhu, I love Baizhu. I think Baiju's great, but if you're going for a healer, you're getting Charlotte. Healer and shielder is great, but Baizhu will always come back. Same with Furina, of course. But I feel like with the meta right now as it is, if you're going strictly for meta, Furina fits that mold. If you're going not so meta and you really want Baizhu, I can't blame you. Baiju's great. I think Baiju's fantastic. Is he broken? No, but I think he's great. So overall, it just really depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what you're saving for. And honestly, Furina just seems like she's going to be really, really good. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm just saying. So, but yeah, I definitely think that Furina isn't a must summon, but definitely one of those ones you should strongly consider summoning on. Baizhu, not so much. Now, of course, y'all let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree. I wouldn't blame you either way. I'm just saying, I love to hear you guys' comments. Guys, we have passed over 1,000 subs, and I'm so very blessed and thankful to all of you who enjoy the content and are constantly showing love and support. Like, it's crazy. We're right now even getting more than what I've gotten before. It's nuts, and I can't thank y'all enough. Don't forget to check out my sponsor, Gamer Subs, obviously. 10% off using code Tystra for some good drink options. You have gluten-free, keto-friendly, caffeine or caffeine-free energy. It's great, and I cannot shill it enough. It's fantastic. But anyways, y'all, that's gonna be it for today. Love y'all to death, and as always, we will catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe, y'all.